Hello. So today I'm going to make some chocolate muffins, but these are Health by Chocolate muffins. Trying in the earpods too for the first time, as everybody tells me I should. So why they're healthy? They are healthy, all right? So it's not something you should just go, okay, this is healthy, I can eat heaps of it. It's they have coconut sugar in them, which is a healthier sugar. They have a dark chocolate. They have almond meal. They have eggs. They have a bit of vanilla. The ingredients, that's just about it. So what it means is that they are gluten-free and they're dairy-free. So we'll get on and make them. And I can keep talking as we're going. So let's just start back at the beginning here. So this is the recipe. Preheat my oven to 150. I've done that. Grease a springform tin. So I haven't done that. As I said, I'm making some mini muffins. So I just have silicone things here because I find that they pop out really easy. I don't need to grease them. And by being just this little size here, I pop them in the freezer and then pull one out when I need one. So, you know, when I need one, when I want one. All right, back to the screen. So that's done. So 250 grams of raw almonds. I did chop some chocolate in here before. So, all right. Here are my almonds. Gonna weigh those in. Okay, that'll do. Nearly out. Lid goes on. 10 seconds, speed 8. And I'm going to pop them into this small bowl. There we go. So they're my almonds. Best way to get them means you grind them fresh or mill them fresh. It's cheaper than buying them already ground as well. Get my spatula, get all these out. Here we go. There we are. So they're just sitting there in the bowl. They'll go in later on. 200 grams of dark chocolate. Now I did chop some of it up. I had melted some time ago and I hadn't needed it all. So I poured it into the container. I pulled that container out. I chopped into chunks and I have already chopped some of that, but I have got some other bits that need to be chopped as well. All right. So I've got my 200 grams of dark chocolate. Here we go. Pop the lid on. And 10 seconds, speed 8. Now I've only done 5 because, as I said, I'd already chopped some of the bigger chunks before. So I'll just check it. Yeah. See, beautiful. It's like dust. So I'm going to just move on from there. I'm going to scrape down the side and the base. So I'm just literally pushing this down the side. So because it's going to melt and we want it all to melt, just make sure it's all loose on the bottom. That down. 100 grams of coconut oil. So I have coconut oil here, which I have melted a bit. There we go, that'll do. 99 grams. 50 grams of coconut sugar. So it says C tips. It says C tips. We use the magic dots, 3 magic dots. Recipe detail. Come down here to the bottom to the tips and tricks. You can replace coconut oil with macadamia. You can replace the coconut sugar with sugar of choice, but the coconut sugar is a better sugar for you. All right, a little bit under. Always happy to go a little bit under with the sugar. I've got a vanilla bean paste. I'm using up this tube. Then it will be in a glass container. Couldn't see that when I bought this. So you don't throw things away unless you've finished with them. Pinch of salt. Salt. Lid's going on. And that's going to just melt 3 minutes, 50 degrees, speed 2. All right, now just in that time, I'm just going to come into cookidoo. I've just got to make sure I've got the right screen coming up. Okay, so let's share my screen. Where is cookidoo? Cookidoo is everywhere, but from where I want it. So I'm going to not share, and I'm going to try and find it again in the background here. Why is that happening? I don't want that. Okay, that's on here. Sorry about this. Quick little, there we go, there it is. All right, so I don't know if you've noticed on here, but if you go down into themes or for you, it will give you some options here. So I know there's one all about chocolate. So I thought, seeing as we're making something chocolate, we could have a look at this. So just telling you that there are different types of chocolate. Dark chocolate is slightly sweet, as we know. Milk chocolate has milk and sugar, and it's a lower percentage of cocoa solids. White chocolate isn't actually chocolate. It's made from cocoa butter. A ruby chocolate is pink. Never, ever, I haven't actually seen that, but it'll be interesting thing to find out. A couple of different ways. So you can melt your chocolate in your Thermomix. So that is up to 50 degrees there. And that's pretty much what we're doing now. That's the 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah, we're 1.5 minutes through. And tempering chocolate. So tempering chocolate just means it's going to set with a bit of a gloss. Ensure your bowl is dry. So you may well aware, may not be aware that if there's any water in your bowl when you're melting chocolate, it doesn't work. It'll just clump up, and it looks awful. It's grated to melt faster. If you have leftover chocolate, don't throw it away. Chuck some milk in there and make a really delicious hot chocolate. Okay, now just a little tip on this, making sure your bowl is thoroughly dry. If you have used your bowl, you might have washed it, dried it, about to do something like this. It's the same when you're milling, you know, if you want to make a flour or your almonds. So make sure your bowl is super dry. As I said, I wash it, I dry it, I put it on here, I turbo, and that flicks any excess water off the blades and onto the side of the bowl. Dry it out again, and then actually repeat that. So you get a super dry bowl, because it just ruins your chocolate's wasted if you don't do that. So that's a really important thing to do. Look at this cake. I had to tell you what, that has been on my wish list for a long time. One day I'll make it, because caramel is just my my weakness. Anyway, we're about to get on to the next stage. So come back away from my weakness now, you know what that is. And we're going on to next. So we're pretty much all melted in here. Chocolate without pouring it over you. And I'm going to pop the butterfly whisk in. Little tip with the butterfly whisk. You pop it over the blade, and then, it's hard to show you with it. I'll do a little video with this. And then you twist it to the right. Okay, and then it won't come off. And remember, always maximum speed 4 with a butterfly in, no more than that. All right. Turn speed selected to speed 2.5 and follow the next step. Oh, hang on. So just down to 2.5, and then it tells me add the eggs one at a time. So I'm just going to pop them in. Hang on, let's get this up. I only have a minute to do this then. 1 in, 2 in, 3 in, 4 in, 5. There we go. And that's all mixed up. So I was just a little bit quick there, but it doesn't matter. It's all mixed up. So I'm just going to go next. Oh, it's still counting down. All right. So it does come back to that screen that we had before. I'll let it go on for a minute. Well, 7 seconds. Okay. So now it does say, please click next, because we've actually done this step. Then without the measuring cup, next, we're going to turn it on to speed 3. And in that time, that 40 seconds, going to be popping in, adding in the almond meal. So speed 3. And the almond meal is coming in the top here. Scraped it all out of the bowl. And now I'm just going to make sure I've got anything that's just on the lid here is going into. There we go. Okay, and then again, it says, please click next. So whenever you've got a stage that you start off and then you have to keep moving, it will ask you, just got to read the instructions at the bottom here. So take my lid off, remove the butterfly whisk. It's just a bit of a wiggle because I've twisted it before. Okay, look at this. Anyone want to lick a butterfly? All right, just pop that there. I might just have to lick it in a minute because I know this mixture is super delicious. All right, pop that aside. Butterfly whisk. And then put it into prepared tin. So what I'm going to do is get my mini muffin cases here. And this is actually, it's not a Thermomix spatula, but it's just a really little one that I really like for this sort of thing, for getting things into here. So let's just turn this down here. Got all those. And I'm just literally going to put a little bit into each hole. And after that, it says to bake for 30 to 35 minutes. Well, these probably won't take that long. They'll probably be about 20 minutes, I guess, but it's 150 degrees. Actually, you know what I often do? I get a bit impatient. So I often turn it up to 160 and they are fine. You just got to keep an eye on them. They'll, you know, rise a bit and they're seriously delicious. So we're actually heading off on a bit of a trip and take a few of these on the plane. All right. I'm just going to stop it there because you don't need to see me doing all of that. That's a bit boring. All right, so they're going to go in the oven, and when they're finished, I'm going to upload this and I will show you a picture on the front of the video of what they look like. But if you haven't made them before, they're really delicious. They're fudgy. I was talking to my daughter, I said, oh, would you like some of these for the plane? She said, oh yeah, they're really nice. They're nice and fudgy, aren't they? So give them a go. And I'd love to know what you think. Thanks.